Transition into our next topic, which is CooperVision buys C&E GP specialist. So for the completely uninitiated, uh, what can you say about C&E GP specialists? Like, what are they, and what does this mean? Jonathan, who is C&E GP specialist, and what does this purchase mean?
You'll have to excuse me. I'm not familiar with the C&E part, but
Okay.
in regard, I don't know if that's just the full name of GP specialist. I know GP specialist quite well,
Hmm.
but GP specialist being a lab out in California, they do a lot of custom RGP hard lens surfacing and design. They're willing to basically work with you and do something fully custom, even if you draw it on a piece of paper. They'll help you design it. So I've always found them to be a really friendly and assistive lab. You know, you talk to someone there who knows what they're doing, and they're very helpful. So, and they've always they've to me, I started actually fitting Ortho-K personally with the IC lens through GP. That's their brand, and
Okay.
uh,
Yeah.
and that lens provided me a lot of growth opportunity. So they took the bull by the horns and created that design, and then they grew it into something now, which is a very successful Ortho-K and a moderately advanced Ortho-K lens design. So I think in regards to orthokeratology and the academy, I think that GP specialist means a lot to the academy. I
Hmm.
know some people that only trust GP specialists. So I think it was kind of an interesting move and really exciting move, with a little bit of caution that Cooper acquired GP specialists, because it shows that they're serious in the specialty lens market, as
Hmm.
we'll talk about a little later with some of their newer designs and acquiring almost a purely specialized lab. I think that shows a lot of promise with Cooper. I just worry that I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they may be spreading a little thin. So I hope that they can keep up the same quality and the control that I've always known GP to have. I
Hmm.
have a lot of faith in them, so I think they can. But that would be my concern, and also too, I know Cooper does some things with the private labels with lenses. You know, you have your Biofinity lens, and they have the same lens. I think it's at Walmart, and it's called the Aqua Clear. And they've always done a few things like that that I haven't really appreciated as a private practitioner.
Hmm.
That kind of, to me, is a little bit confusing from a consumer's perspective. Uh, but but I think, hey, if any company is really taking the lead in myopia control, to me it's got to be Cooper. So hopefully I see this all as a good thing moving forward. I don't know, maybe others can chime in on that.
Paul, this kind of started with them acquiring Paragon Vision Sciences, in my opinion. Can you speak a little bit about that and a little bit about what Jonathan had said?
Well, I think that Cooper is smart. I think that they're jumping into into this at the right time. I think that the amount of revenue and cash that they can bring into this system is huge. I think it's a huge infusion of resources that we might not have otherwise had. You know, Ortho-K especially is such a smaller component of eye care. And when you get a big giant like CooperVision to show how important they think it is, I think that lends credibility to what we're all doing. I think that buying Paragon was a huge and awesome move by them. I think it was really smart. But we all know that the Paragon menu of lenses has very limited parameters. I mean, you can fit a wide variety of patients with their lenses, but they don't have a customizable component to that. And I think that probably is why they reached out and bought GP, because of the IC lens, which is a customizable product. So they've now, really spread themselves into both the standard lens market and the customizable lens market. So I think, at the end of the day, that's all good for us. I'll comment a little bit about the private label stuff, just because you brought it up, Jonathan. I tend to agree with you. I don't really love that idea, and whenever it's been brought to me in my practice with other products, like we can private label this or we can private label that, I've always, rejected the notion because I felt that it was a little bit disingenuous. So, but that was a decision I think that was made by CooperVision a long time ago. And probably the people that made those decisions aren't even the people making the decisions today. So I really do see Cooper as a partner in my private practice with my soft lens, part of the practice. But I'm super, super excited and thrilled that that they're spreading deeper into the Ortho-K market. And I know they're keeping Mark Cosgrove on as, as the lead man at GP. So I really do think that they will give him the resources he needs to even be more successful. And I don't think they're going to take it away from him. So I'm really excited, for the prospect of how much GP can grow.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, Mark Cosgrove is, he's like the nicest guy in the world, and I enjoy. He's one of the many people that I enjoy seeing every year at Vision by Design, and you always hear good things about him. And Paragon has supported the AAOMC for like going back almost to the very, very beginning. And the same with GP specialists. Mark Cosgrove has been a supporter in the company has been a supporter of Vision by Design and the AAOMC going way back. So we have great relationships with both of those companies, and it's exciting to see where this might go with CooperVision. Cheryl, do you have any experience with GP specialists?
I have only fit a few of their lenses. I fit a different customizable lens mostly, but I did work with Mark one time on a case, kind of back in the early days, and yeah, I found it to be a really good experience. I'm just, again, kind of like Paul and Jonathan, I'm really pleased that CooperVision is paying attention to orthokeratology as well, because one of my concerns when the MySight lens was introduced was that CooperVision was going to put all of this marketing behind myopia management with a soft lens. And I was concerned it was going to be really hard to portray the message that we want to about the benefits of orthokeratology. And so seeing them kind of wrap their arms around Ortho-K and embrace that as well gives me a lot of hope. And I also think, again, the amount of influence that they have in the industry and the amount of power they have with regards to marketing is going to help us bring our message to patients so much more efficiently than we would be able to do without them.
Excellent point. Yeah. Does anybody have anything else they want to say about this acquisition before we move on?
I'd add one more quick thing. I think, bouncing off what we all said, it's exciting. It almost seems like kind of a power move to me. I'm wondering, because of CooperVision, it seems like they're being almost kind of aggressive in a good way in trying to get the corner in myopia control in the market. And they have so much money. They're such a big company. They have so much funding, as Paul pointed out. It makes me wonder if they are maybe looking into the data trends with analytics and computers and maybe scientists who are going to study all the statistics and more or less going to predict what we've all been saying all along. So, that myopia control is going to be necessary. I mean, it already is necessary, but it's going to become even more necessary, more commonplace in the future. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I think it's an excitingly aggressive move, and maybe they see a lot of potential there that they're trying to block out the other bigger companies, and because they see the potential. So.
It's a great point. I mean, with these kind of moves, are we going to see more of a interest from, other bigger companies that want to invest in this space and, who are taking myopia control and Ortho-K more seriously? I mean, I heard someone today say, where would Apple be today without Android, without Google? And what that kind of competition does in that space and produces the best possible products and services for the consumers. So are there any other moves like that can be made in this space? I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.